right, everybody. So thank you for joining me today. And this is a tutorial on how to use the social media holiday events calendar template. So first off, if you're watching this, thank you so much because that means you purchased or you downloaded the template from one of our offers. I really appreciate the support, and everybody here at the team and EMProLtd appreciates it as well. So start off the very first tab in the Excel file that you've received with your download. At the very top, you will see it says start free Canva Pro 30-day trial. So because of this, because you downloaded this this tool and this resource here, we have this great offer for you guys to get a free month of Canva Pro, which is a really awesome tool if you're going to be scheduling your social media, using your social media calendar on a regular basis throughout the year to promote your business, your brand, work for a client, whatever it may be. This is a great way to start off. Canva is an awesome tool. On that very first tab in the how to use template tab of the Excel file, you will also find a link to this video in case you ever need to come back, check out this video. You don't have it saved, but we do ask that you like, subscribe, and share with all your colleagues and your business partners who are also in the social media, digital marketing area. Click on this icon here to go directly to this video on YouTube. And you can always, come back and see it. And we update this as we go through and update all of our templates and our tools for clients and for, our community of digital marketers out there and brand builders that are out there as well. As a brand builder myself, I know it's important to have up-to-date tools, and that's what this is here for. So here at the bottom, you'll see a list of selected content. Now this goes into the individual tabs, and we'll go over that in just a moment. But you can quickly select which one you want to use or which one you want to just concentrate on. They're highlighted nicely for you, color coded for the different types of content that you can be promoting and using. And as you see here in column D of every month is where this shows up. So we'll go over that in just a moment. The next tab is the actual events. Like I said, we update this and do this every year for the past few years. So what you have here is a tab with all of first off, the holidays for that month. Okay, this is a diversity calendars focusing on different holidays all around the world. Some of the pretty much the primary, the biggest holidays that are celebrated by the majority, if not almost the entire country in some cases. Whether religious, cultural, doesn't matter. We've included as many as possible just so you guys can get the great use of social media to connect with your target audience, whoever that target audience may be. But then also we've done our research and pulled the best hashtags to use for those holidays. So as you can see here for March, you have Mardi Gras, Ash Wednesday, and an Employee Appreciation Day. But then you have some great hashtags to use that have worked effectively in the past to drive a lot of traffic to social media platforms. Of course, this starts off for Instagram, but you can use it across platforms, as we'll go into. As an example, some of the data is already filled in for you just to, you can, of course, delete it, remove it, but it kind of helps you as a guide. So we'll go through the next tab because each of the following 12 tabs are all for each month of this current year. So in the column A, you have the actual social media platform that you want to use, and the week is here in cell A2. Like I said, you can use it for any platform. You have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. And if you're going to use this instead for Pinterest, or you're going to use it for another platform, think about the hashtags that we've identified as these are the hashtags that are used best across the platforms. Obviously, you only want to use platforms that hashtags and tagging other businesses or other potential marketers is effective, but these are primarily the platforms I would suggest using with this: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Outside of that, it will not be as effective, just to keep that in mind, because this is primarily for those platforms. So here you have the dates. As you can see, it's broken down by month, date, year. That's going to be pretty straightforward because you know what holiday the date is. So just want to pop that in here, but it's also a good guide because if you're going to use this for a client, which you have more than enough license to use it for a client if you need to, then keep that in mind. You want to make sure it's nicely structured. So you want to give them that breakdown of dates because you might do multiple posts on that date. And that's why this is set up the way it is. So if you just want to do multiple posts, copy here, great. Awesome. Let's just paste. And let's say we're going to put this one at 10 a.m. And there you go. Now, like I said, that list in how to use template, if you're going to change that content, let's say we have evergreen content, which is nicely color coded as green here. Go to live. Let's go live that day. And instead, we're going to make some more curated content and change this from a chat with our audience on Instagram. Instead of a chat or a message, we're going to make this a promotion on Instagram. So cool part about this, it color codes it for you so you know, and you can clearly call out what's the difference in the different types of content. The next topic here, like I said, that's the holiday. Then you have the actual copy that will go in your post. So we have, like I said, some examples here. You can always remove these, use them as a guide. If if you purchase this later on in the year, I would definitely suggest that you use this, leave this tab or leave, whichever tab there that has that example data in there, just to use as a guide, just as friendly kind of, this is where I can start off, use as a visual guide. I'm a very visual person as well, so works out. It helps me to kind of see it. Okay, that's where that's supposed to go. That's how it should look, and it make it for easy upload, whether you're going to do it on Hootsuite or maybe Canva, of course, because you have Canva Planner, and now you can have Canva Pro for a month. You get that month free. Make sure you use that link on the first tab. So you got to tag. I always suggest tagging when doing social media. So if you can, you're working with another brand, you're working with a client, that client is working with you, you have your team work as kind of like brand ambassadors, just put in the tags of who you're going to be reaching out to, just separate them, comma separate. It's very easy to do it because it's a regular Excel sheet. But the reason why you want to do it here is this gives you an idea of, okay, I got to make sure I'm tagging the right people and I'm tagging someone in there. Just like everything else, this is a step-by-step tool for you to use to help and make sure that your social media is being used as effectively as possible when you're growing your business and growing your brand. Make sure every post, this is why I put in consultations, I put in webinars all the time, call to action, that's where you have right here. You can place your call to action, whatever it may be, where you want them to land. So a link, I would suggest, don't put a generic link, put the link that you're actually going to have in that post. I know that might sound, kind of obvious to some, but just in case, if you have a landing page, put your bit.ly link, put your link tree, whatever that link is, put it here. That way you do not miss out. You have all this beautiful content. You have a great call to action. You've tagged the right people, but then boop, you forget to where to send them. And that's the key. You want it to convert. Next up, notes. Anything specific. So if you want to, just to call out, hey, I'm going to use those images and those graphics I made in Canva, or I'm going to use, a new video that we just finished, or the video that was created, specifically for a client, whatever it may be. I just put it here, especially if you're in a small group or a team of marketers, or your team, a marketing team, whatever it may be, graphic designers. You want to make sure always over communicate if you can. And that's why I put that column there for you guys, because I found that to be very effective. And this is the project manager in me. So, forgive me if I'm going to say this a lot in any tutorials I do, any webinars I do, but what gets measured gets managed. So what good is anything we do in business without some KPIs? So some basic KPIs, but hey, when we're talking about social media, sometimes we're going to be very, very straightforward in what we need and what we want. And that goes no different right here. So what are the target shares? So if you want, let's say I want 100 shares for that post, for that piece of content, you put that in there. And then after the content post, I would say give yourself, whether it be the end of the month, whenever you're going to do your audit, you want to come back in here, you want to insert exactly how many you received. So if I have target shares of 100, and I have target shares of 250, right? This is already formulated for you. So you can see if you're positive or negative. If this is greater than 0, it will be, if it's greater than 0, it will turn up green. But specifically, if it's a positive number, it will turn up green. Okay, so if it's a positive number out of these two, which it should be. So if we're going to change this around, and let's say my target shares are 100, but my actual shares were not 100. My actual shares are 50. So greater than 1, but once again, it's a basic formula with this. So you did not reach the actual goal you wanted. So it turned up red with a negative 50, because you only reached half of your target. In this case, let's say my target was 100 comments, right? And I actually received 150 plus. There you go. It's a positive. So this is throughout every month of the sheet for you, all set up, all formulated for you. Okay. All you have to do is insert your numbers right here in these two columns, the target and the actual. In the results column, formulas in there doing it for you. And finally, you have the hashtags themselves. So the hashtags, like I showed you here, are here in the second tab. You have them right here. Add them, because you might not want to use all of them. Maybe you only want to use a few hashtags. Maybe your content, specifically your copy, especially when we're talking about Twitter, right? Maybe your copy is a little longer, so you can only use one or two of them. So they're not auto-populated for you. You can select which ones. These are the best hashtags we have found. So keep that in mind. You don't have to use all of them. You can use, 2 or 3 of them. In some cases, we want to keep it to 2 or 3 hashtags just to, keep it clean, nice and neat and classy looking. But that is the tutorial for the sheet. Go right ahead. You download your calendar. Now start inputting your content, and do not miss an important day for you to promote and connect with your brand. Thank you for downloading our social media holiday events calendar template. Look forward to seeing you and working with you more. Have a great one.
Do you have questions about digital marketing, promotions, or branding your business? Knowing what will and won't work can be confusing. Don't waste time or money. That's why EMProLtd is here to help. Just tag at @EMProLtd and ask your business question to get advice from our experienced team members. Our purpose is to help small business owners and entrepreneurs grow their brands and reach business goals while saving time and money. We are the brand builders. Just tag at @EMProLtd and get the advice you need to succeed.